Hello everyone, and thank you for waiting for my video because right now it's a really late post. I had some major internet problems. Thankfully I was able to resolve them now, and it's 12:40 a.m. and I'm still making my video because I do love you guys and I appreciate the support. And thanks again, because we are at now 18,000 subscribers on YouTube. We just crossed that milestone, which is really awesome. Again, we're going to do a big giveaway once we reach 25,000 subscribers, which is essentially 7,000 subs away, which is, we're almost there. I never thought we'd get this far, but let's keep going here. And right now, we can see that Bitcoin had a bit of a choppy weekend. We were retesting this upsloping trend line here many times as resistance, and I'll just zoom in here to better illustrate this. And I could actually just, I was pulling up the trend line from this low down here, but if you just pull it from here, and you can see that we've just been consistently retesting this as resistance. Eventually, if it does get back up over this 200-day moving average on the 1 hour time frame, and we end up holding it and we end up breaking back into this channel right here, then yes, I would definitely see that we would start to get a significant amount of upside. But let's take a look right here at some indicators. Again, I want to reiterate on the weekly time frame right here, it is looking very bullish on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. We confirmed that green dot again. I told you guys many times, I'll reiterate it again. We confirmed many times on the green dot right here that in the past we have seen a significant amount of upside on the market cipher indicator. After we got that green dot confirmation on the weekly time frame, we've seen massive rallies in Bitcoin. Same thing in 2012, 2015, and 2018, and 2015, in 2019 and 2020 as well. And then the one that happened in 2020, we actually had two of them, but one was right before that COVID crash, the Black Swan event, but it recovered very nicely, and then we got another confirmation and we kept going towards the upside. Now we just got a confirmation here as well. The money flow is almost back into the green and is looking like nothing can stop Bitcoin right now. So let's take a look at the daily time frame, and we can see that at the moment we do have a bit of red money flow, which is a little bit worrisome because we do want to keep going towards the upside. We wanted that green money flow to stay nice and thick, nice and heavy, so we could have a sustained bull run towards the upside, kind of like what we got back here. Right here, back here in 2020, we had a huge amount of green money flow, but again, we'll see how everything plays out. For the time being, I think that we could, again, nothing is guaranteed in these markets, we could get a potential pullback down to $25,000, which is essentially retesting the highs right here of this channel. I'll just zoom out. There we go. There we go. This channel right here, you guys can see that if we do end up breaking down, you're going to come down and retest this significant level of support, which it was resistance, and now we're expecting to flip it as support. So again, let's just see if it does that. But for the time being, if Bitcoin does have a target towards the downside, this would be the one for me, and I would definitely take this as a long position for Bitcoin. But let's just say it keeps moving towards the upside and nothing can stop it, then my next upside target for Bitcoin, if you were to short it or at least take profits on some long positions, it would be right around 35,800. Again, we got a very nice gap fill there for Bitcoin right there on the CME futures. Let me just remind you guys as well, right here, we still have another gap fill right at that $20,365 level on the CME futures. So if you actually drop down and get a big dump towards the downside because the markets are crashing, this would be your target for BTC. Again, the markets actually tend to do these big crashes, these big dumps towards the downside to flush out all the longs and make everyone panic sell at the bottom before taking it out. And that's kind of actually what we got right here as well. We got a big dump towards the downside, and then ultimately we reversed all the way back up to 28,000. So let's just see if that's going to end up happening. But for the time, we don't have any confirmation of that yet. All right, let's take a look at wave edge here, and I want to show you guys that on the shorter time frames, like on the 1 hour, we have finally completed our or our 5 wave towards the upside, and now we are forming a bit of a corrective wave, an ABC pattern. But for right now, we just completed the A wave and the B wave, and it's still valid because the B wave has not gone over the A wave. And if we do start to come back down, then again 26,400 right here as well on my charts is a target point for a potential long position. There we just zoom in, and there we go, 26,600, 26,400, pretty close, I would say. And if it does come down to the 1.618, then you got that $25,000 area for your targets. If we do come down, this would be a potential area for a long position. So take that into account when making your trades. All right, let's get into some of the indices right here. Again, the S&P looks a little bit, it's sort of forming this bearish flag right now, but we are over the 200-day moving average. We ended the week nicely with a nice push towards the upside, and the futures are now green. But again, that could reverse Monday morning. We're gonna have to see how the markets open. DXY is basically flat right now, nothing to talk about there. Oil was actually up a little bit, and it's starting to come back down now. And natural gas actually gapped down at the open. So for nat gas, let's take a look here on the 4-hour time frame, because we have an ABC pattern forming here right now. And again, the B wave is very hard to predict, but for the time being, it looks like this upsloping trend line is holding as support. But if this one does break and it starts to give away, then you're gonna definitely want to take at lower levels, like $2 and potentially $1.68. Essentially your all-time lows in natural gas. But in my opinion, I think we've found a significant bottom in that gas. I'll actually zoom out to the weekly chart or the monthly chart here just very quickly. You can see we had a beautiful bottoming tail right here on that gas with a good amount of volume as well. Not on this chart, but on the NYMEX, I think we had a good amount of volume. But right now we are starting to come back in. We are coming essentially back to the scene of the crime. Let's just see if it could pump all the way back up in 4 days and close it as a green candle. I mean, that to me seems very unlikely at this point, but hey, natural gas has been known for being extremely volatile. You guys can see we've had a massive rally up here, and we've had a massive push down as well. So again, never discount that for nat gas. Anything can happen in these markets. Let's take a look at gold and silver quickly. Gold is starting to drop a little bit, basically flat essentially, and same thing for silver. Silver is actually down about 0.74%, but if the gold and silver start to come down, that could mean we're seeing some the panic ease in the banking sector, and you know the money starting to flow out of commodities and safe haven assets and back into the riskier ones, like potentially the banks right now, because the banks are going through they're going through something not too good with that inverted yield curve. Some of them are going insolvent, and some of them are just flat out filing for bankruptcy. But overall, I think gold and silver are going to be a very good investment for the long term. I think they're going to outperform the markets in 2023, and we're gonna have to follow. I'm gonna have to follow up with you guys on that one. But yeah, overall, I think Bitcoin could be getting a pullback as well due to this banking crisis. You saw a lot of money flow into Bitcoin during that banking panic because people want to ensure that their money was safe. And again, your money is always guaranteed in Bitcoin as long as you don't lose your keys, right? But overall, I think that if you do see the market start to calm down, you actually could potentially see Bitcoin start to come back down towards the downside and not get a pump up with the markets like everyone thinks. So a little bit of a contrarian view there. But yeah, overall, I think Bitcoin has a very strong uptrend as well, and you know, never discount more upside for Bitcoin. It wouldn't be too crazy for me, and I actually would think that if we do start to come down, we would get a very quick recovery and then keep going towards the upside after that. Let's take a look here. Finally, I wanted to show you guys. Oh yeah, well this chart right here, the BTC TR1 chart that I share with all the gold members inside the Discord. You guys will have some resistance coming in here at 30,000 from this downsloping trend line. So we're going to see some resistance there, and we are going to see. There we go. There on the weekly time frame, we can see that we closed the weekly candle as a doji candle, which is usually a reversal sign. So let's see if we get a big reversal on Bitcoin back down to this 200 weekly moving average, which would now be flipping as support if we can hold it. And it is currently at, let me just pull this in here, it is currently at 25,000 660 or 25,600. And then you got your 300 at 19, you got your 400 at 14, you got your I think this is 500, yeah, the 500 at 11,800, and then you got your 600 weekly moving average, which is down at 9,800, which is kind of funny because the 600 only recently started in the February of 2023. But yeah, overall, if we do come back down, 25K is going to be a huge area of support. Don't discount it. Take a look at the monthly candle as well. The monthly looks extremely bullish. However, the monthly was also a doji candle. So if it does start to come back down and it does not hold this level as support, then you ultimately could be starting to dump very quickly on Bitcoin. But again, we have 4 days left in the month. I don't think we're going to get that much action, but we're going to have to see what happens, right? Any news event can drive these markets completely bananas. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to get access to all my trades, my links in the description. You guys can sign up to become gold or crypto members inside the Discord. And if you guys want to help support the channel without joining the membership, feel free to sign up using my link in the description, which is Big Get Trading. Again, I do all my crypto trades there. Love you guys. Peace.